The following announcement is brought to you by the Xtreme World Order.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, soldiers of the Xtreme, hello and welcome back to that Xtreme Wrestling channel. My name is Samson. I am the Xtreme Gaming Guru, back again, bringing you my first impressions video of WWE 2K24. I, just like many people, pre-ordered the deluxe version of WWE 2K24, granting me access at midnight on March 5th. So I dove right into the game head first, and I was pretty much up for 6 hours, 5.5 hours, something like that, just kind of getting a feel for the game. And I wanted to make a video to just kind of let you guys know, how I feel about it so far. And yeah, so with that being said, first things first, 12:01. I dive into the game. I'm super surprised that I actually got into the game. Normally it doesn't launch until like 3 a.m. for me, even though it's supposed to launch at midnight. But this time it actually worked. I actually got in at midnight, so 12:01 I was in WWE 2K24, and I was playing. First thing I did is I jumped into the Performance Center and I did a little training. I discovered that training was pretty basic. This year it is put on by Drew Gulak again, which is always nice to see him getting utilized in some way. But yeah, I was hoping that I was gonna, get tutorials on how to throw weapons and, the new trading blows system and stuff like that. But it was very much just the basics. And, I did that, got a little bit of points or whatever you get for doing the tutorial. So props to me for doing that. Not that I needed tutorials or anything, but always nice to kind of get that out of the way. Next up, I moved to a 4-man gauntlet match. Gauntlet matches being one of the new match types in WWE 2K24. Match type that I think I'm going to get plenty of playtime with. I love gauntlet matches, and the new, I think it's like 30-man gauntlet matches you can have. Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a good time. Nonetheless, I took my boy Gunther, the ring general, and we faced LA Knight, Roman Reigns, and Seth freaking Rollins. And that's when, everything just kind of hit me. And I was like, okay, this game looks pretty dang good. Like, even on my Series S, I'm not rocking the Series X. But even on my Series S, the game looked pretty dang sweet. There's something about the face scans this year. They are just on point. They are looking sharp. They are looking detailed. And I was right in for that. Next thing I noticed is just the overall presentation. They did a little bit of work on the camera angles, the camera sweeps, and things like that. The presentation this year is pretty much spot on. We got the pyro. The superstars are looking good with those face scans. The lighting is good. All these things look really, really good. New announcers, which I thought was fantastic. Getting to hear like Samantha Irvin and the SmackDown announcer, very cool. Seeing referees, like the different referees, seeing Little Nate, Charles Robinson, pretty dang cool. But overall, just the presentation, they're really starting to get the feel of just the WWE product and how it looks on TV, and translating that into game form. And I'm all for it. After I finished up with the gauntlet match, after, of course, I won with my boy Gunther, I moved on to an Extreme Rules match. I wanted to test out just the weapon physics and stuff like that. And unfortunately, not too much has changed. The tables still, behave like they do. I had many a table set up, just fall over for no reason whatsoever. Still can't interact with the stairs as much as I want. Trash cans, very cool, but unfortunately, besides like a grapple move, not very interactive. Like, you can't power bomb people onto the trash can or anything that I've discovered. It always just slides out of the way. I really wish they would embrace like weapons and hardcore wrestling and improve the weapon physics in general. Pretty much the only thing, like landing on ladders, is the only thing that registers as landing on anything. Everything else just kind of slides out of the way, or is just, ineffective. Like, they need some kind of visual cue or extra damage or something for, when you DDT a guy on a chair or on a ladder or something like that. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, so kind of disappointed with overall weapons. I will say throwing weapons, very satisfying, very satisfying. I'm going to be doing that a lot in matches because I just think it's wonderful. Throwing a trash can across the ring, absolutely fantastic. Next up, I did jump in, tried to do a casket match with Undertaker and Kane. Yeah, another new match type in WWE 2K24. Rather basic, I find. I'm not a big fan of the button mashing to, like, close the lid and stuff like that. I think maybe they could have did like a timing mini game or something that would have been a little better. I don't know. I just don't like button mashing. But overall, I wish the casket was a little bit more interactive. I wish I could do, any move over the ropes and into the casket and stuff like that, as opposed to canned animations. But I did notice that The Undertaker has different theme songs depending on which attire you choose for him, so that is incredibly badass. I also noticed that for Sheamus. I unlocked an old Sheamus in my faction, and he's got his old theme song as well, so that is pretty dang cool. You come out as badass Undertaker, you get that Dead Man Walking theme song. You come out as, Ministry Undertaker, you get that awesome Ministry theme song. So, like I said, they're nailing the presentation. Moving on from that, I did step into the showcase mode. I did the first two matches. I believe it was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man, and then Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3. I do like the commentary by Corey Graves. I like how he's telling stories even during like the gameplay segments. He's still kind of going on with his commentary. And the technology they use to stream from gameplay to full motion video, it's still pretty cool. 40 years of WrestleMania, 10 years after WWE 2K14. Well, I'm sure it's more than 10 years, but 10 years in video game terms there. But WWE 2K14, they did the 30 years of WrestleMania. They're doing 40 years of WrestleMania this year. That's pretty badass. I pretty much feel like overall WWE 2K24 isn't really like a big upgrade or anything. They're pretty much just getting back in line with what 2K14 was, which in my opinion was the best WWE 2K game that we've had up until 2K24, which I pretty much think equals 2K14. But moving on from showcase mode, which I think was incredibly badass. I look forward to continuing with that. I did jump into my faction, a mode that I have avoided pretty much every year. I never seen the point of my faction. However, this year, with the actual unlocks and costumes and special characters being unlocked in the actual game when you get them in my faction, you can use them in exhibition and stuff like that. That is going to make me actually tune in to my faction this year, so it should be interesting. They've got a bunch of different things. I was doing faction wars, there's weekly towers, live events, a bunch of different stuff I'm not really familiar with, so I'm going to have to dive in. Hopefully you guys can give me some tips if you've been playing it in the prior years. Let me know in the comment section below some tips for my faction mode. But overall, they finally heard the community. They made those unlocks no longer exclusive to the My Faction mode, which is a really smart decision. I think that's actually going to get a lot of play time from players this year. Moving on from the My Faction, I did quite a few My Faction matches actually. I just started doing some random matches, just getting a feel for the match flow and everything. And I do enjoy the super finishers. I think it's, a great way. I'm not a big fan of the effect of the super finisher. Like, they kind of do this wobbly whatever effect I'm not a big fan of. But I do like the idea of super finishers. I think match pacing overall feels pretty good. Like, they got good transition moves when guys are like, crawling to the corner or sliding to the outside or things like that. They all feel natural. The selling, because they finally got the stamina system working, the selling in this game is beautiful. Frickin' beautiful. Doing a move, seeing both superstars laid out, crawling into pins, all of that is incredibly badass. I'm glad they finally got that working. What else? Pyrotechnics, awesome. The one thing about the presentation, I was actually kind of sorely disappointed. They got the entrances, they all look fantastic in this game. But one thing they're lacking, and I was hoping we were going to get this year, was the artificial reality kind of things we get on the live television shows, like just the logos and all that kind of stuff. But no sign of that in WWE 2K24, which I think is a damn shame. But overall presentation, beautiful. I think they're really nailing it. They're finally coming into their own with WWE 2K24. Like I said, match pacing, absolutely fantastic. Overall, I am generally impressed this year. I am excited about making videos this year. I'm not sure what type of videos I want to do yet, but I do know that sliders are incoming because we do need some adjustments. I find we're running out of stamina pretty quick, and there's a lot of things I just want adjusted. So I'm going to start doing some testing as far as sliders is concerned in this channel. Maybe some My Faction videos, because like I said, I am gonna get into that now that we can unlock stuff for the main game. But one thing I am disappointed with, I couldn't get into anything community creations. I couldn't download any superstars, I can't upload any superstars, I can't upload any logos. So I haven't got into my Rise yet, I haven't done my GM. But yeah, until I can, upload logos and feel confident in making my superstar, I don't really want to get into my Rise. So I don't have any experience with that yet. I also don't have any experience with my GM, but that's a game mode. It still doesn't really do too much for me, but I am going to check it out and see what it's all about. But overall, yeah, like I said, it's feeling good this year. Movesets feel good, gameplay feels smoother, better paced. Yeah, difficulty still needs some work. It's a little easy on the normal difficulty there. But overall, I am highly impressed. Got about, like I said, 6 hours of gameplay last night. And it all came crashing to an end when I tried to do an ambulance match. Yokozuna versus Undertaker. And yeah, I tried to powerbomb Undertaker onto the announce table. And the announce table spun, and then it kicked me right out of the game, kicked me right to my Xbox dashboard. So that pretty much brought an end to my gaming night. I decided, that was enough for one night. If the game was just telling me, time to go to bed, so I did so. But yeah, there's a few glitches that I did, just come across, just random little things that I'm hoping are going to get patched out. That announce table glitch, just powerbombed him. Never seen an announce table spin before, but I've seen it now. But yeah, guys, anyways, this video is getting pretty long as far as first impressions go. First impressions, they're coming back into form. They're pretty much equal to what I thought WWE 2K14 was, which was, in my opinion, the best wrestling game, best 2K wrestling game at least. And WWE 2K24 is finally them kind of getting back. So good place to be. Things are looking up for us as wrestling gaming fans, and I'm looking forward to making videos this year and playing the game and getting right into it. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what your first match was in WWE 2K24. If you didn't pick up the deluxe or 40 years of WrestleMania edition and you're waiting until Friday or whenever it comes out, what's going to be your first match? What are you going to do first when you launch up that game? Let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I will talk to you in the next one. Goodbye and good night. Bang. Too sweet, guys. Too sweet.